Well, hello, my golfing friends. Today I'm going to talk to you about the most important piece of equipment for your golf game. In the Netherlands, and I believe also in Great Britain and Ireland and many of the European courses, it's pretty normal to walk. There are, of course, carts available. I think, but correct me if I'm wrong, that in the United States it is more common to use a cart. But in the Netherlands, primarily you walk, which means for 18 holes, it's depending on the course length, of course, and if they're connected pretty well. But you may have seen in different videos that I've made this, little chart that Mr. Pure Metal stats for how much we walk, which is around, well, anything between the 11 and 12 kilometers is pretty normal. Divided by 1.6 and you've got the amount of miles. So that's a good walk. That's a good walk. Anything above 10 kilometers it's pretty good walk. So the most important part of your equipment are your shoes. And I have a sports background, and there's one thing I have never ever was careless about, was picking good shoes. And I have got this marriage with Adidas, but any big brand from a certain price class, then you have to take care of your feet. So now I had this one, and I'll put the specific brand or type that I have below it. It's with the Boa. Oh, it was great. But here you see, it's run through. And now I had two other pairs of Adidas already. So in the 3.5 years or a little bit longer that I'm playing right now, I've already run out. So I'm going to my fourth pair at the moment. If you go back, and I'll link it up here, I have to take the other arm. If you go to the video of the 27 holes of Nunspeet, Rijk of Nunspeet, I did not wear these shoes ever before. So not worn in, I put them on and I've walked those, and it was fine, no blisters, whatever. So my foot shape, it fits well with Adidas, and from a certain price class, their size consistency and thus the quality of their sizing method is pretty alright, because I can buy them online and it's immediately a good fit for me. And again, your foot shape is extremely important for the brand that fits you. And if you've got finally found a brand that really comforts your feet and your toes are not pushed together, but they're still grabbing onto you exactly on the places where you want it to be, then it's alright. But so this being my fourth pair, and the only thing that I was a little bit disappointed by it is that it was worn out. But think about that, I do mostly twice a week 18 holes. So of course take off a little bit of holidays and take off a little bit of weeks that the weather was too bad. So let's say for comfort that I have walked 40 times, 40 weeks, twice a week, and let's downgrade it a little bit. So it is 40, so around about 800 kilometers with shoes. Am I correct? Yeah, so it's 40 times 20 is 800 kilometers. Yeah, so 800 kilometers. I am not sure if that is then considered to be all right, but as I had Adidas shoes before, the type that I had before. If you look at my videos, you see the 4 shoes that I have worn. I had the black one, I had the white one, I had now this one with the Boa, but this one was the first that I was really like this heel, because it's really run down, really, if you look at it, to the very end, and it's starting to hurt a little bit. So today there's a little review. I have not worn them, but look at here, what a beauties. I have not worn them before. I'm going to put them on today, and I am going to of course tell you a little bit about the shoes. So yeah, they look pretty. The Boa System, I've worn basketball, also my basketball shoes, my tennis shoes, they're all Adidas, because again, the foot shape and the size consistency and thus quality in it is perfect. I know exactly what size I need to buy, and from a certain price class, it is, you know, it's perfect. So also this one, I bought them online because I knew size was good. I fitted them here, of course, just to make sure. But the Boa System, oh, it was great. And I had one time these, for basketball, the Kobe line, where it was more like a, well, they called it an astronaut boot. Oh man, those looked ugly, but they were the best fitting shoes that I had. They were really great. Ugly, but great. So yeah, again, most important piece of equipment is protect your feet. Make sure that your foundation for every stroke, it's the foundation for your knees, for your body, etc. The shoes are the most important thing. You know, I'll do the round, I'll do some practice, and afterwards I'll tell you a little bit about how I like these shoes. As expected, as always, I have done a little bit of driving range work, and I've done a 9-hole round. So I will continue with it tomorrow with it with an 18-hole round that I will be walking at Harmeerse. Had a good score today because my game the last few months was in scrambles, and I have now changed the takeaway a little bit. And so far so good for one 9-hole round. Anyway, the shoes. So these are the Adidas, and again, I'll put the exact type below. The important thing is you must have for your shoes enough width. Of course, the band that goes over the top of your foot, that must be tight enough to have you at least not slide in your foot. But there are way too many people who buy too narrow shoes. So so far so good. Of course, as always, nothing, no blisters, and they are so like smooth. Tomorrow we'll continue with the review. The continuation of the shoes. So currently I've walked 2.5 rounds with them. Little reddish skin marks, but you know, they were absolutely new, so that's all right. But furthermore, you know, oh, they are great. But specifically this one comment: if you have really hot days, due to those little standing sleeves, it's not getting cooler. And I do not have an extreme amount of perspiration or heat, you know. I'm more somebody who has it cold, so if I have it warm, that's perfect. But yeah, that's for this specific type a thing to note. Oh, it will be in a different video, but this is not the Netherlands. And if you follow my Instagram, you know where I'm at. So, I'm happy. Oké.
Moet ik ergens op drukken?
Nee, ik heb hem al op aangezet. Okay, so a little bit closer, please. My lovely assistant, the wife, is filming me now, so that's very handy. I will show you how these go on. So these Adidas are really comfortable. They're probably the most comfortable Adidas that I had due to this. But look here, so please, if you can go down a little bit. This normally if you go into a shoe, you know, you just fit your shoe in. No, now immediately you have to really dig down, and really press out and...
Schat, ik val uit.
Nee, okay, so hello. If I'm talking a little bit. So that is really something you have to consider. That taking them, doing them on, it's not that comfortable and easy as it is with, well, the normal shoes. So although this fits very nicely and it feels great to have it on, however, you know, again, putting it on, you can't do it just like, oh, it doesn't work. So that's irritating. So you have to, of course, test your, how do you call it, flexibility again. Are you now laughing? Okay, so here we go. Oh yeah, fuck. Okay, all right. So if you are at a certain age where your flexibility is getting less, you might want to consider, yeah, please, the shoes, the shoes need to be in view. Oh, okay. No. Anyway, so now they are on. No, that's all right. Shoes, yeah, okay, a little bit higher. Yeah, so that's perfect because I know both are in view now. So that's really something to consider, and it's not something that I would advise to people who you know already use how do you call it, the shoe spoon. Anyway, what is of course very easy is of course tying them up, and due to the fact that these ones are these are with the hole a little bit higher, please, a little bit higher, a little bit more 2 or 3, yeah, perfect. Due to the fact that it is really a wide, how do you call it, structure over the top of the foot, it feels incredibly comfy. So today we know that rain is coming. Mr. Pure Metal and I will be doing a round. I will confirm the waterproofness. I have been in the water or in the rain already with these shoes, and there was absolutely no problem. What people of course forget is when your trousers get wet, your socks get wet, of course the sock will then continue with going through the sock to your feet, and that's of course something completely different. That has nothing to do with the waterproofness of the shoes themselves. So I'll after the round I will get back to you a little bit later on and tell you about the experience in the rain. Do you want to say something?
I don't see you. I see you now.
Thank you, my lovely assistant. Okay. All right. Well, if there was a day that you can test if your shoes are waterproof, this was the day. So it was extremely wet. I played with Mr. Pure Metal, and it wasn't even a terrible round. It was, but there was. Well, we do not have a weather which is in the climate that you have a mousson, but this was close to a mousson. Really, they have been tested. So I'll take you along. It's now at the end, a little bit dark here. Let's see if I can put some extra lights on. Okay, here's some lights. Alrighty. Oh. Let there be light. Okay, so here we go. Let me point you down a little bit, and hopefully this is enough. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so first of all, they have changed the color a little bit, and from the outside they're still wet. Luckily with this, I have already taken them loose, make them loose. It's really very comfortable. But the rain, my socks are wet from the top, so that went down a little bit. So we'll take it off now. And Yeah. They have become wet inside through my socks. So, oh yeah, you can see it. So, in all fairness, the waterproof proof side of things of the shoes, they're okay, but not with full blast rain that we had with 4x4, which is it's considerable wind. By the way, the PCC of course will never be in my advantage. Nevertheless, okay, so the shoes, they feel also really, I feel that they're wet from the inside. They are really wet. Oh, if I'm now feeling my socks a little bit, like, okay, so they're wet is maybe a too strong word, but they're clamp. I think, well, I've told you already how I think about shoes and how you should choose your shoes. They must be comfortable for you. They must be wide enough at the foot bed. Your toes must be able to spread them a little bit. Don't underestimate it. If you've got toes that are scrunched together, the shoes do not fit. Yeah, many years ago, we were being sponsored by Adidas, and we went on such a band where we could, where they could measure how your walk and run profile was and how you use your footbed, and how you walk and your technique. So I know that I do walk pretty all right. I walk through the outside, and so I do not need any kind of extra support things. So still, again, back to these shoes. For me, these are, incredible comfortable. The side here, if you've got low bones from your ankle, you will feel this in the beginning, but after 2 walks, it's already walked in, so they've broken in a little bit. But for the toes, the heels, or whatever, I do not have to break them in at all. That's because, my marriage with Adidas. The other part around the footwear that you need to take into account is, of course, the support of the sole. Does it give you a little bit of spring? And I think for a sport or like golf, you do not need extra spring. But I like it that they have done a lot of technology in these shoes. I use the one with the spikes. You've got also the spikeless versions of it. But here in the Netherlands, this is not extreme weather. This happens specifically in autumn. There are bad weather moments in the Netherlands. So, of course, you will have that. So, I'm not happy with putting them on, taking them off. With this color that there is no problem. Putting them on is a hassle. But for the comfort level for itself, yeah, these Adidas, yeah, it's with the Boa. The Boa, I would really go for it. It is really comfortable, specifically for the top of your foot. I have now walked already, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have probably done 70 kilometers, and divided by 1.6, and you've got so it was probably like maybe 60 miles, 60, so 70 kilometers. So that's a good test, Everything around the brand I will put in the type, of course, in the title, but it's more about how to choose your footwear and how important it is aside of your clubs. And I would mostly say, like, clothing is the least important. Your clubs are important, but the most important thing are your shoes. It's the base of everything. Yeah. I will, due to the weather, I will not have a lot of opportunities to film, but as I said before, I am always aiming for one video per month. It might be more than, you know, if I have that, then I gladly put that on. If it's just one per month, I'm satisfied. There will be no music today because I'm only talking, you know, so anyway. It is likely that the next time will be, of course, a little bit work on the driving range, or if it's good weather, it might be around. We'll see. Nevertheless, my golfing friends, this was it for today. I say, love out, stay metal.